Every industry has its own secrets, and real estate is no different. Throughout the years, I've learned about a lot of crazy things that other agents have tried to do or have done. I'm going to be sharing that with you today. So it's a little bit different videos than normally the ones I make. And hopefully by the end of it, you'll have learned something. So stick around. Before we get into today's video, I want to welcome you all back. If you didn't know, I have my own YouTube channel. I will put the link below and please feel free to check it out. The best place for landlord, tenant, sellers and buyers to learn about all things real estate. I've been in the industry for over 20 years. My name is Stevenson at Homes by Sun with RE/MAX. I hope through videos I can share with you some of the knowledge, some of the insights that I've learned over the years to help you make a more educated decision and help with your real estate journey. Today, we're going to talk about ethics, and I think ethics is fundamental to many industries, especially true in real estate, because real estate agents are dealing with probably one of the largest investment that anyone would make. When I first started real estate about 20 years ago, I think there were around 15,000 agents registered in Ontario. Today, that number could be as high as 80,000. So you can see there are many people who are trading in real estate. In all honesty, to get a real estate license is not that difficult. Basically, if you know English and you can put in the time to do some courses, you should be able to get yourself licensed. Now, the problem is when the barrier of entry is low, you have a lot of people who were doing other things before and now they've lost their job and decide to get a real estate license. When they first start, there are a lot of challenges that they don't teach you when you're doing the real estate course. And what happens is over time, they've learned some bad habits from maybe other agents that are not too ethical. If you are in the market of picking a real estate agent, I think it's very important not only to ask questions about their performances, also for you to know what could potentially go wrong if they are unethical and to maybe learn a few telltale signs. So the first one I'm going to be sharing with you has to do with lockboxes and access. Let me just explain to you how a normal access should work. Let's say you're the buyer and today you want to go see a few properties. What typically should happen is your real estate agent, the buyer's agent, he or she should be making the appointments and getting the access codes or access directions from the listing brokerage, which is the seller's brokerage. With that information, your agent should take you around, be the only one that has access to those codes, go in and first and be the last one out to make sure all the properties are locked up properly. What some lazy agents have tried to do is they get these lockbox codes and they see that the property that the buyer wants to see is vacant. So they give the lockbox code directly to the buyer and they tell the buyer, just show yourself in. The problem with that is, first of all, it's illegal. You're not supposed to do that according to the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. Second of all, there are a lot of liability issues. Problem with if the buyer gets hurt or if the buyer forgets to lock the back door and somebody breaks into the house, real estate agents are working under a lot of rules and regulations that they need to be careful with other people's properties. But these rules and regulations don't apply to clients. So we can't really fault the client, and who ends up being blamed or taking the liability will be the buyer's agent, the seller's agent, and also the seller will be the one suffering the loss. No buyer or no tenant should have direct access to any property without the presence of a licensed real estate broker. And furthermore, because of the problems that we have with traditional lockboxes where the code is set and it doesn't change, we have eliminated the use of traditional lockboxes. At RE/MAX Realtor with Homes by Sun's team, we only use smart lockboxes for vacant homes. These smart lockboxes allow us to monitor who's accessing them. The code is assigned to each agent individually, and it's 7 to 10 digit code, and the code only works for that day, and once it's used, it only works for 1 hour. That way, our sellers are always protected. They always know that whatever code that was given out cannot be reused at a different day to come back in again. So it gives our sellers a better peace of mind, and it protects their assets. So the second crazy things that I've seen other agents do has to do with paperwork, especially the listing agreement. Now, unfortunately, these issues always tend to happen when these agents are dealing with their same ethnic group who isn't very good with English. When someone is newly arrived in Canada, or they are new to the country, they don't know the real estate rules and regulations, what these agents have done is had their seller clients, maybe it's the first time the client is selling, to sign blank paperwork. So what they would do is they will have the address fill out, but they will leave the commission blank, or they will leave the price, and they will tell the client, don't worry about it, I will fill it out. But they never provided a copy back to the seller. And what ended up happening is on closing day, I've seen these agents put in a very high commission rate, as high as 7 to 10% for selling a home. The typical selling rate in Ontario is about 5%, and it could be a little bit higher, 6%. Commission is negotiable. However, it is not negotiable like that. You cannot, as a real estate agent, establish your own commission after the fact, after the property is sold. These things do happen. You have to watch out. If you are a seller, make sure that you get a copy of the listing agreement, the MLS data sheet, and any other document that you are asked to sign, and make sure it's all filled out correctly. I would advise that if you're not sure about the paperwork that you're signing, you have it looked over by your lawyer, and let your lawyer know what kind of agreement should be in place, and ask him or her to check for you if that's what's specified in the paperwork that you're being asked to sign. So number 3 has to do with how a property is purchased. Suppose that you are the seller, you've hired an agent, and that agent is supposed to be working for you on your behalf to get you the maximum maximum dollar amount for your properties. What I've seen happen is the listing agent actually buys the property him or herself using a number company without letting their seller client know. The obvious reason why an agent would do that is to try to get the property at a better price, maybe below market. Let's say your property has been on the market for 3 or 4 months, and suddenly your agent brings you an offer. Even though it's lower than what you expected, you may be more keen to sign on it. And by not disclosing to you that they are the eventual purchaser, a lot of agents are trying to undermine their own seller client and try to get a better price on a property. While we are on the subject of buying and selling, number 4 I want to share with you is sometimes the listing agents are submitting fake offers to their clients. The reason that they will want to do that is they are trying to give their client a few lowball offers. Let's say the property has been on the market for a few months and he's not getting any offers, but he wants a price reduction. So he would send fake offers to his client in order to help him persuade his client to drop their price. Obviously, this is highly unethical. If you're the seller and you keep getting lowball offers, take a look at these offers. Typically, they would have a name of the agent representing these fake buyers. You can verify if they have shown your property, and if they did, if you suspect that these offers are fake and produced by your own agent, you could call the agent that's listed, the buyer's agent listed in these offers, check if they actually did make these offers. So the next one has to do with multiple offers, especially if you're the seller and you're receiving multiple offers and one of the offer happens to come in from your own agent. What some listing agents will do is they will try to block other agents' offers in order to favor themselves because they want to double in the transaction. There are a few ways they can do that. Number one is sharing information about all the other offers with his own client. That way, his client can beat out other offers by just a little bit more. Second thing is he could be telling untruths to all the other buyer brokers so that they would not give as high of an offer. So remember, these are untruths or half-truths. He may not be lying to them, but he may be leading them to believe that at a certain price, these agents will have a chance. But at the same time, he could be telling his own client exactly what price you would accept. So you can see your agent, the listing agent, has a lot of power to manipulate these offers during a multiple offer situation. And you need to look out if the buyer, his own buyer, happens to be the highest offer and the difference is not that much. You need to ask some questions, or maybe you need to ask him to talk to all the other agents in front of you so you know what exactly the conversation is. Now, in these days, in COVID times, multiple offers are happening via emails only. So this all only gets worse. It's very hard for the seller to monitor all that while behind a computer. Now you could say, well, what's the problem? I'm getting the highest dollar amount from his client. The problem is if there's any sort of kickback, if there's any collusion going on, it's highly unethical, and you as a seller could be missing out on thousands of dollars, because depending on what your agent tells other agents, he could be bringing you even higher offer. But because he pushed everybody else down and favor his own offer, you are the one that's losing out and leaving money on the table. So I would encourage you as a seller to ask a lot of questions about where these offers are coming from. If you suspect anything is fishy, do some investigations and make sure that you're not leaving money on the table. So that brings us to the end. That was a few crazy things that I've learned over the years that agents do. But having said all that, a lot of real estate professionals, they're very ethical, they're very knowledgeable, and they're a great asset to your purchase or sale transaction. They can help you navigate the complicated process of buying and selling real estate, as well as helping you navigate a lot of legal issues as the best of their knowledge. So it is very, very important for you to hire the right agent, because the right agent will help you net more in your pocket. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any comments or questions regarding what I've said, you can email me or text me or leave a comment below. I'll be sure to answer them. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button and the bell icon so that you can be notified when I post the next video. Again, my name is Steven Sun at Homes by Sun with RE/MAX. We're a big, proud supporter of the Children's Miracle Network and the Sick Kids Hospital. When you or your referral work with us, a portion of our professional fee is donated to these amazing organizations. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.